Today I want to cover resizing Monks active tile windows. Now this is more advanced and it is a use at your own risk kind of situation, so be advised. Basically the situation is the windows for Monks active tile triggers are fixed. We can't resize them. There's no little symbol down here that allows you to grab it and resize the windows. And as a result, it can be difficult if you've got a larger tile. Like this one, I just duplicated a bunch of lines just to demonstrate. But if you've got a larger tile with a lot of actions on it, it can be difficult to see everything that's going on, or longer ones like this one here. So if you want to do a screenshot and post it in the Discord to get some help, it's difficult to get all the information on the screen. Plus, I like to be able to see everything. So I was actually going to submit a feature request to Monk to make Windows resizable, but I happened to mention it in the Discord, and CrowGuard pointed me to someone who had done it by customizing the CSS. I'm not a CSS guy. I did some playing around with it. I managed to get the window to be longer, taller, but I couldn't get it any wider, and I couldn't figure out why. So CrowGuard provided me with his CSS that he uses, and that got me most of the way. The couple of minor little glitches that I had to figure out, and I'm not taking credit for any of this. Most of it was provided by CrowGuard and the other person who came up with it. And the tweaks that I did weren't through my own genius. I just fed it into an AI, and the AI told me what to fix. So I'm not claiming credit for any of this, but it is handy, I think, and not too difficult or risky. So for those who want to get into it, we can give it a try. So you can see what the window normally looks like. Now, what we're using is a module, and this is so we don't have to go in and directly edit the CSS file that comes with Monks Active Tiles, which is much more dangerous and would get overwritten every time there was even a small update to Monks Active Tiles. So instead, there is a module called Custom CSS, and it's included if you go to your normal install module screen in your setup down here. It is in a list, so just search for Custom CSS. We're going to turn this module on, and I've already got the custom CSS code in, and I've got it tweaked for my layout. So once it's loaded, now when I open up a Monks Active Tile windows, you can see the window is much larger. And for windows where it didn't need extra space, they can look a little ugly. And that's the nature of it. But for your longer listed windows, as you can see, it's much longer. I can fit much more on the screen. Also, width-wise, I can fit much more on the screen. Long image lists, again, they will fit on the screen. And through doing this, I ran into all kinds of problems where like things were getting cut off. I couldn't reach the end of lists. Same thing with the images and everything else. So I had to tweak it and play around with it. And again, I don't take credit for this. I just kept saying to the AI, oh, this is getting cut off and that's getting cut off. And the AI would just keep spitting back different numbers for me to try. And I just kept playing around with it until I got it to work. So I will post in my Discord, and I will try to post it in the description. Because it's CSS code, it might mess up the description of the video, so I might not be able to post it in there. But I will try and post it in the description of the video, and I will be posting it in a pinned comment in my Discord. So if you want to get this CSS code, because there's quite a bit, you're not going to be able to just copy it down off the screen. But all we do is under settings, we go down to custom CSS, and we click the custom CSS rules, and you can do it up here if you want it to affect every user who logs in to your world, or I did it down here so it only affects me. And you just feed in all of this code, and then if you want, you can tweak the numbers, but keep in mind these numbers all affect each other. So like if you change this 900, that will affect this 850, right? and all these other, because all of them except for the width is completely independent. Change that however you want. But all of the height numbers are all interconnected to each other. So like if I increase this 650 to 700, then it will cut off. I won't be able to scroll all the way down to the bottom of my code. It will continue off by the bottom of the screen. The scroll bar won't go far enough. So 650 matches up with the 900 here. And if you change one, you need to change the other. So just be aware of that. If you're going to play with these figures, you're not going to permanently break anything. And the nice thing is, if you make a change, like I can show you here, if you make a change, like I'll change this 650 to 700 just to show you. And you click apply, it immediately gets applied. So now it's made this window a little bit bigger, which seems great. Except if I go to, actually, I don't need to go to another one. I just duplicate a bunch more of these entries. You can see here, there's another set of icons down the bottom. I can't scroll down any further. I'm stuck. You know, because there's cutoff icons here, there's at least one more entry off the bottom of this list that I can't see. And that's because these numbers don't match up. But the nice thing is, you can test it live. Now they match up. Right? So it's really nice that with this, you can make your change, hit apply, immediately see the change in your window so that you can tweak the values. That is what I did to get this to work. I just kept tweaking and tweaking until everything fit. So these numbers that I have, as far as I know, I mean, there may be somewhere where something's messed up that I just didn't notice. But as far as I know, these numbers all work with each other. And it makes the window much bigger. This longer code here completely fits. I can fit much more of the actions on the screen. Now I'm on a 1080p resolution screen. You may have a higher resolution screen where you want to go to higher numbers, and you're just going to have to dial it in. But for those that like a bigger workspace to be able to work in, I think this is a great hack. It's not, super convenient, push button plug in, that kind of thing. There is some effort involved, some experimentation. But worst case scenario, if you completely mess this up, you just delete this custom CSS or turn off the custom CSS module and everything goes back to normal. So if a new version of Monks-Active-Tiles comes out and you install it and it just looks completely wrecked, then you can just turn this module off or change the CSS and get things back. So be aware when you do updates for Monks-Active-Tiles or updates for Foundry or updates for the system or the world or whatever, if you get weird results, one of the things you want to try in troubleshooting, like if your Monks-Active-Tiles windows are messed up, is turn this off. So if you're getting any kind of odd behavior whatsoever in Monks, first thing you want to do is turn this custom CSS module off and see if that is the cause of the problem, because you've changed Monks from its normal default behavior. But you're not making any changes to Monk's actual files. So worst case scenario, you just turn this module off. Still, I personally think it's worth the hassle. I love having this larger workspace to work with. Thank you, ProGuard, for turning me on to this idea. And as I said, I'm going to try and put this CSS code in the description of the video. I don't know if you can put it in a YouTube video description because it's CSS code. It may block it for security reasons, or it may mess up the window or whatnot. But I will also be posting it in a pinned comment on my Discord. The link to my Discord is down in the description for anyone that wants to try this or play around with it or whatever. Anyways, I thought this was a cool little hack, and hopefully you guys find it interesting or helpful. Have a good one.